Are you looking for tickets? Head over to www.seatgiant.ca. That's seatgiant.ca for all your ticketing needs. Hockey tickets, basketball tickets, baseball, football, soccer, CFL, you name it, we got it. Head over to www.seatgiant.ca. Every single ticket is in Canadian funds. That's right, guys. Canadian owned, Canadian operated, and SeatGiant.ca is in Canadian dollars. Now, to save some even more money at checkout, make sure you use discount code FIREDUP. That's FIREDUP at checkout on SeatGiant.ca. Don't just buy a ticket, buy an experience. SeatGiant.ca.
Hello, everybody. This is Joseph Pasek of BarnBurner.ca. Our normally more than twice daily Fired Up show is available on 108 platforms, also on the OSG Sports app on iOS and Android. Welcome to the No Holds Barred Wrestling Show with the Rookie of the Year, Giancarlo Aulino. We're going to discuss a lot of things in wrestling, not only Raw. We're going to discuss Impact Wrestling Rebellion pay-per-view, plus news and notes from the world of professional wrestling. All right, Giancarlo, let's get to Raw. But let me tell you, we're not going to recap every match. But Giancarlo, let me ask you, Eric Cohen is a good friend of yours, correct?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay. Why does he shave your back every week? I caught you guys on JTV, meaning Joe TV. Why is he shaving your back all the time?
Well, just like Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder said, you know, the delts and then the pythons. It's hard to reach those.
Listen. Eric is a good 5'7", 340 pounds. He has no delts. Come on. All right. It looks like the WWE wanted to humiliate the Revival on Raw. Looks like here's some more news. The Revival received a contract offer of $550,000. This is according to BodySlam.net. BodySlam.net reported that they received a contract offer of $550,000 for each guy per 5-year deal, so it's $2.75 million. They have not signed it. Their current contract runs up after WrestleMania of next year. They have not signed it. Looks like the WWE wanted to humiliate the Revival. Also, after Raw, the Revival attacked Seth Rollins after Raw. But let's get to Raw here. What was the highlight for Raw for you? I thought Raw this week was rather disappointing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the two highlights of the show were the end segment where we found out like AJ Styles was about he's not going to be that baby face and be all buddy with Seth Rollins. He's got an edge to him now that he's on the Monday show, and he wants that Universal Championship added to his resume. And then the beginning when you found out the 4 participants in the Money in the Bank match, I thought Drew McIntyre stood out of all 4 guys in the ring.
All right, so Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, why? Braun Strowman and Ricochet from Raw. Now, the ladies' Money in the Bank, tell everybody, everybody wants an opportunity, so I'm giving you an opportunity, Giancarlo.
Yeah, so on Monday Night Raw, we found out it's going to be Natalya. Okay, she's deserving. Dana Brooke. Okay, and
wait, hold on. Dana Brooke was substituted. Sasha Banks was supposed to be there. They substituted Dana Brooke, and from what I hear, Dana Brooke will be getting a push, a very big push, long-deserving push. Sasha, they wanted her back for Money in the Bank May 19th. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. They were at a stalemate between the WWE and Sasha Banks, so they gave it to Dana Brooke. Go ahead, Naomi. And who's the 4th member?
Found out the returning Alexa Bliss. She's putting herself back in the matchup, so it looks like she's cleared and everything's good from the last time she was in the ring, so that's good news for her and for Raw.
Giancarlo, your shoe is untied.
Yeah, that match that they had after.
That's right, go ahead.
Yeah, so Naomi and Alexa Bliss, Naomi said, okay, if you're really that great of a wrestler, take her on in the ring. They had it themselves a match, and the way it ended was Alexa Bliss's shoes came off, and that's how Naomi hit her with that moonsault, took advantage, and got the win.
she first hit her with the rear view. I'd like to be hit with the rear view. Either Naomi or Mandy Rose. By the way, Mandy Rose looking better than ever. All right. Now, also, former ring announcer Lillian Garcia has a new job. Giancarlo, do you want to fill everybody in?
Yeah, so she's going to be the new announcer, or in-cage announcer for the Pro Fight League, the PFL, and that's a great voice. She's a recognizable voice, and the PFL now are going to be on ESPN, so that's a great addition to their roster while they get themselves on a bigger platform with more eyes on the product and have her on board.
It looks like Joey Ryan and his baseball bat may be heading to the WWE. The WWE are looking to sign him to keep him away from All Elite Wrestling. Speaking about All Elite Wrestling, May 25th, Double or Nothing show, and Cody Rhodes will take on who, Giancarlo?
Dustin Rhodes.
Yes, brother versus brother, Goldust, Dustin Rhodes, the Natural, whatever you want to call him. Now, Giancarlo, do you have heat in the Barn Burner team? Do you have heat in the Barn Burner team? Because I'll send you home like Leo Rush was sent home watching Raw from his home, or was he watching Raw? Or, you know, what's going on with Leo Rush? Tell everybody the type of heat he has.
Yeah, so apparently it's really bad because usually Bobby Lashley comes to the ring and he's with Leo Rush as his mouthpiece, but Bobby Lashley kind of was playing both roles. He was talking about himself in the third person on Raw, and him and The Miz had a good segment. So Leo Rush, I guess he angered Finn Balor. That's a name that is being talked about, and the higher-ups there felt that he shouldn't be on Raw.
All right, well, that's, you know, Leo Rush, I don't know what you want to put with him there, but it should be interesting to see if he does come back, what do they do and everything like that. But the WWE, of course, had a Backlash scheduled for June 16th. By the way, Father's Day. I'm waiting for my present, Giancarlo. You're not a father. I am, and I'm the father of Barn Burner, so I need my present. Anyways, supposed to be Backlash June 16th, but looks like June 7th. We're going to have a Saudi Arabia show, so that was moved. Now it was supposed to be off the script, but it looks like the WWE is going to add another pay-per-view June 23rd from Tacoma, the Tacoma Dome. Giancarlo, tell everybody what it's called.
Yeah, so I guess this isn't, their stock thing went down and they were losing money from that. So a good way, add another live event, and this pay-per-view replaces Backlash. It's going to be called Stomping Grounds.
Yeah, Stomping Ground, June 23rd. Of course, it looks like they're still having that Saudi Arabia show on June 7th. So interesting time. And of course, they're having the Money in the Bank pay-per-view May 19th. All right, speaking of over the pay-per-view, I attended. You did not want to go. What were you doing Sunday night, Giancarlo? You have a job here. You're the editor. You're co-host of some shows. Everything. And what were you doing Sunday night that you couldn't go to Impact Wrestling Rebellion pay-per-view at the Rebel Nightclub?
Avengers show.
You went to the Avengers instead of watching Rebellion?
Yeah, RVD wasn't on that card, but I heard it was great. I got to see the Gail Kim match, so
all right,
looks like that was good.
Quickly, first of all, great. Giancarlo, you said you saw a little bit of a pay-per-view. You said you saw me. I was second row ringside, sitting beside Gail Kim's husband. Well, he was ahead of us, but second row ringside. Let me tell you, Rebel Entertainment Complex, amazing for wrestling. Second row ringside, amazing view and all that. I also had the opportunity of sitting down with a Toronto Argonaut. I'm not going to tell you his name. We're going to have an exclusive interview with him regarding the Argos and regarding wrestling. Also, good to see our TFC media relations people in attendance there. A couple of Maple Leafs in attendance. So very, very, great to see Toronto turned out there. Now, for the Rebellion pay-per-view, I thought it was good. Like, it was good. And not the quality of Slammiversary last year, also at the Rebel Entertainment Complex. But it was good. Started off with Petey Williams, Jake Chris, Adrian Pierce, Ace Austin, Jake, and Eddie Woodwards in a six-way match. Ace Austin was good. I thought the match was good, a little bit shorter than I thought. Then we had an intergender match, Scarlett Bordeaux, Giancarlo. First of all, I took some pictures, second on link site, of Scarlett Bordeaux. What do you think of those pictures that I sent you?
Yeah, I'll say they were a 10.
Yeah, well, you're a 5. I'm a 10. Yeah. Anyway, Scarlett Bordeaux in that intergender match proved to be the winner. Also, the Rascals took on Moose and the North of Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, both Canadians. And by the way, we're going to see big things from those guys. Moose and the North won. Also, Taya Valkyrie took on Grace for the Impact Knockouts title. Taya, of course, won that. Rich Swann took on Sami Callihan for the X Division title. Really, really good match. It proves that Rich Swann, you know, you've seen stuff in that match that you never thought Rich Swann could do. Rich Swann won. And let's talk about, we interviewed Gail Kim. She took on Tessa Blanchard. Very, very good back and forth match. Like I said, we were sitting beside Gail Kim's husband. Giancarlo will tell everybody about that match. Tell them who won, who lost.
Yeah, so it was a really good match. And when Gail Kim was talking to us and Aaron, she was saying that, you know, she didn't just want to have the match on a pay-per-view. She wanted to have the match of the year. And that's putting a lot of high expectations, considering she hasn't been in the ring for a little over a year. But that match delivered. It was, from what I saw online, like people's reaction, that was probably the match of the pay-per-view. And Tessa Blanchard won. So that was a right person to win the match. It looks like a passing of the torch after, where they embrace, and it gives Gail Kim her moment in Toronto or hometown to finish off her career. So I thought that was great.
And exclusive news here that Gail Kim will have a back procedure in a couple weeks in Florida. Talking to her husband, she took a lot of, we felt, unnecessary bumps on that back, but really, really good match. Nice to see Gail there. And when we did that interview, and Giancarlo, you were on the phone here, even she recognized me for 20 years ago doing an interview with her. Giancarlo, didn't she say, you're one of the best in Toronto? I remember that interview. You're one of the best. Tell everybody. It was off air. Nobody heard it. Go ahead. And Aaron was impressed with it.
Yeah. It's one of the best and still the best.
Yeah, the best there is. Never mind. All right. Johnny Impact taking on Brian Cage for the World Championship with Lance Storm. Lance Storm from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, as the special referee. We got a new world champion, Brian Cage, but here is the moment. Who did we see debuting in Impact Wrestling, Giancarlo?
Yeah, debuting was Michael Elgin, who Don Callis was mentioning that, you know, we haven't really seen Michael Elgin popping up recently, and he picked the perfect time. Impact Rebellion, he comes out right when Brian Cage wins the title, and that's a great debut and a great signing for Impact, considering he's still young, 32 years old, and that's someone you can really build the company around.
And it looks like he's going to take on Cage, feuding for the world title. Okay, in the match, the main event of the evening, Full Metal Mayhem, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, taking on LAX with Conan in their corner. Go ahead, Giancarlo.
Yeah, this had a scary spot there with Phoenix coming off the ladder. He was trying to attempt to move there, and I guess the table, they weren't thinking it was that close, but as he backflipped down head first, that could have been a scarier situation, but it looks like he's okay. It wasn't as gory as I thought it was compared to that Penta versus Sami Callihan match back to the last year. So it was great. LAX wins, and it looks like AEW's newest signings are going to have exclusive signings with the Lucha Brothers. So it looks like on their way out, they embraced another match where, you know, it's like a passing of the torch type of thing.
All right, so that was Rebellion. By the way, they're coming back to Canada and July 13th and 14th for a taping and just outside of Windsor there. Also, June 6th and 7th in New York. And Slammiversary, Giancarlo filled them in, arguably one of the biggest pay-per-views for Impact. Go ahead, tell them where it is this year and when is it?
Yeah, so Impact, they had a great video package. And, you know, when you look at pay-per-views in the past of where they've had success, the Texas market has been really good for them. So they announced that Dallas, Texas will be the host of Slammiversary this year, and it'll take place on July 7th.
Yes, and coincidentally, you know, that week, July 1st, Canada Day, July 4th, Independence Day, UFC always has a big card, International Fight Week. So that is really shaping up to be a huge weekend for mixed martial arts and wrestling fans. July 7th, Slammiversary. It's certainly going to be entertaining, but all in all, very good. And I attended the tapings yesterday where your buddy, Rob Van Dam, appeared. Where were you yesterday, Giancarlo? You didn't want to go. You watched by the way, Giancarlo, I'm going to ask you, how was the movie there? But, you know, where were you yesterday?
Yesterday, instead of watching RVD, I was watching RAW, and looks like I made the wrong choice.
You upset me, you know this. You upset me very much. Your job is to never mind. All right, Giancarlo. You know, all in all, I'm not going to spoil what happened because the television tapings. All I'm going to say is Elgin will be shown his debut on Impact Wrestling, and also Rob Van Dam the next week on Friday for Impact Wrestling. All right, Giancarlo, closing it out. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at John_411, Instagram at Giancarlo_Aulino, and follow all my articles on barnburner.ca.
By the way, we forgot to mention on the Raw that they announced a cage match for Money in the Bank. You want to fill them in?
Yeah, so Shane McMahon and The Miz will, instead of being false count anywhere, they're going to be in the ring, and they're going to be surrounded by a steel cage where nobody's allowed to exit the ring. So look for Shane McMahon probably to jump off that cage on Money in the Bank.
All right. Thanks a lot, Giancarlo.